is. That's what people in my neighborhood used to say. I grew up in a poor neighborhood in the city of Akko, on the northern coast of Israel, a place where it was easy to slip into the life of crime in order to survive. I'll never forget the day that the enforcement authority came into our home to redeem a financial debt and took away our TV while we were watching our evening show. I'll never forget the screaming silence and the look on my parents' faces. That day, I made a vow. Whatever I do, schoolwork, odd jobs, relationships, I will pursue with uncompromising excellence. I won't let myself drown in this town. That was my first paradigm shift. I was hungry for a better life. In my neighborhood, opportunity came in two forms: get out or give in. Many of my friends chose the fast track, the easy way, and gave in to crime. But my hunger was about wanting more. More opportunities, more meaning, more impact. When it was time for me to join the army, many of my friends saw being a truck driver a great opportunity, maybe even a career. I could have easily gone down that lane too, but my hunger led me to push the boundaries with 100% commitment by dedicating myself to a career path through the competitive lane of academia to an elite technology unit of the IDF. That is where a whole new world opened up to me. A cyber world where you have to be fast and creative in order to survive. A world where the rules of cybersecurity change daily. If we were attacked at lunch, we had to be prepared already at breakfast to outsmart the attackers that day. Always being ahead. This was the pace I was living in. We were innovative, but innovation isn't always about technology. Sometimes it's about changing the way you see the world. I realized as a young soldier that to win in cybersecurity, we needed to think differently. So, together with some of my teammates, we established Israel's first red team. We became the hackers that attacked our own systems in order to protect better. That was my next paradigm shift. And it just made sense. After my army service, a new hunger awakened. I was submerged in cybersecurity and asked myself, could enterprises defend themselves with the same agility? That question led to Psy, the company I founded 13 years ago. Today, helping the biggest brands globally rethink cybersecurity risk. But the journey from Akko's back alleys to global boardrooms wasn't a straight line. It was shaped by three traits: hunger, resilience, and open-mindedness. People ask me if hunger can be taught. My answer, no. Hunger is born from feeling powerless. It cannot be coached. It has to be experienced. I had plenty of that. That hunger made me resilient. I remember two investors. The first told me that Psy will never succeed, and I should give up. Actually, I almost did. But then, on a plane, I sat next to a stranger. He listened to my story about what the other investor said. And before disembarking, he told me, if you show me a business plan, I'll invest. That stranger became our first investor. He also taught me, without knowing it, how to fail the right way. Analyze, adapt, and try again. One failure that I experienced was just 6 years after I founded Psy, when an idea to our platform was truly revolutionary. It was hacking at scale, using a technology platform that offers crowdsourced red teams. This would ultimately set a new paradigm in protecting organizations. I was convinced without a doubt that it just made sense. What I failed to realize is that sometimes setting up new paradigms requires being open-minded to other aspects, such as legal, commercial, and reputational. This failure was a turning point to me. 2 lessons that I've learned. First, failure isn't final. Second, fail fast. I call it fail forward. It means developing the skill of knowing when to let go, even for my own ideas, in order to be open to grab the next opportunity. Real growth comes from failing forward. This has been a lesson that I took with me in my growth journey. I've learned from every failure. 3 years later, in 2021, we raised $120 million. People asked me, what will you do with the money? At that point, Psy was at its peak, paving the way to becoming a cybersecurity unicorn. The future looked brighter than ever. But my fear was simple. What if we became irrelevant tomorrow? It was time for another paradigm shift. We began searching for the next thing, and we found it. The answer? A new paradigm for exposure management based on quantified risk. It means putting a dollar value to cybersecurity risk, a revolutionary concept that calculates cybersecurity exposure based on a mathematical formula. Again, it just made sense. It shifted cybersecurity from an IT problem to a business priority everyone can relate to. I learned that staying open to change is the only way to avoid becoming yesterday's success story. The lessons that I've learned are not personal and are definitely not limited to cybersecurity innovation. They are universal. Those lessons are applicable to every challenge, big or small. As a good mathematician, I chose to articulate it in a simple formula. Start with hunger to solve a problem and design the solution. Stay open-minded to different aspects, implement, validate, and fix. And most importantly, move forward. This is the formula for success. Be hungry, be open-minded, fail forward. That's how you create new paradigms, and that's how you lead, no matter where your starting point is. And if someone says, it is what it is, you know it's time to challenge the paradigm. Thank you so much.